I was in the hospital when I was 2. I had a benign tumor in my left eye, and it left me blind in my left eye. And my mother told me that one of the first things I did when I got home was that I started drawing, and I had never done that before. And my grandmother apparently just freaked out, screaming, "Take that pencil away from him," because she was afraid I would hurt my other eye. And so they gave me crayons then. But everywhere I went after that, I would chronicle the day, or wherever we went, I would draw pictures of it and make a chronicle of my life. I guess I was about 4, and we went to a high school football game. Apparently it was a great game, and when we got home, they asked me to draw some pictures of my experience, and they were expecting me to draw the guys on the field and you know, the football being thrown, and I came up with just a bunch of heads, backs of heads, and they realized that that's what I saw, because I was so small and everybody was in front of me that I didn't see the game at all. I just saw the backs of the heads of the people sitting in front of me. When I was little, one of my favorite things to do would be to go and play in the 350-year-old cemetery that was down the street. And so Dia de los Muertos was, I just thought was wonderful, you know. And so it brought that out in my art, that spiritualism. When we first moved here, we weren't living in San Antonio. We were living about 90 miles south, out in the middle of nowhere, which was nice after living in New York. It was nice to live out in the country. And I just loved nature and the trees and all the animals around us. And so there's a lot, that was really brought out in my work too. There's a lot of nature in my work, and vines and trees and animals, because of living in South Texas. I really love detail, and I love when there's a great deal of detail put together in a wonderful composition as a whole. I've worked in many different types of media over the years. A lot of pen and ink, pastels, watercolors, but about 10 years ago I discovered wax-based pencils, Prismacolor I like to work in. They're very high quality, and I found that by using Prismacolor, using it in many layers, many thick layers, and burnishing in and putting layers on top of that, that I could really replicate an oil painting, what it looks like, but really in using much more detail. And for certain parts, I can also make parts look like I've used pastels, or I can make certain parts look like I've used watercolors. It really is open to so much. I draw the whole piece in graphite, and I really haven't seen any other artists do this, but when I finally start putting in the color, I work from the top right corner and I work down, and I do the detail little by little by little until I'm finished. What I'm trying to do with my art is to show my spiritual side, and show what I think of as that thin veil between life and death, and man and nature sort of being brought together, and that they're not really so different. And I want people to look at my art and really become lost in it. There's another Da Vinci quote that says that the more sensibility someone has, the more pain. And I think that that is a sort of a catch-22 to being an artist, is to be open enough to see the world in that way, and take it and put it down on paper, and always be open to new things. I just keep working away. The art is the most important thing to me.